Alright, so this is the PSA JAKL. So this is basically an upper receiver you can put on any mil-spec lower. It's a fully captured system, and what that means is that the entire recoil system is captured within the upper. This gives you the opportunity to put any kind of side folding brace on it that you want, really make this gun as compact as possible. It is a full long stroke piston driven system, something similar to what you'd see in the AK, so it maintains that AK reliability that we've already seen and everyone knows about. It's a pretty much toolless disassembly for field stripping. It has an ambidextrous side charging handle that is also toolless to switch to the other side. Built-in gas block that is toolless adjustable. And it's going to be one of our newer releases onto the market for PSA. I think I put 10 rounds in there, something like that. Going on!
Y'all got ears? Good to go.
Don't fire it.
Yeah, that was I got a double there.
Don't fire it. Hey,
what?
That trigger's had probably about 20,000 rounds on it. So just think it might be bump fire, especially with that brace on it.
Well, let's try to.
He's giggling. I think he likes it.
No, that's.
Yeah, I can put a new trigger in if you don't want it to bump fire. The entire reason I'm here is just to see how it performs. I mean, we're getting it in more hands now than it's ever been in, so I'm just standing back and watching them and seeing what it does.
So how many rounds has this one gone through?
That one in particular, well, that lower's got an excess of 15,000 rounds on it. The upper itself, maybe, shoot, not a whole lot, maybe.
There's not a lot of wobble in there.
No, that upper might have a couple, maybe 1,000 rounds on it.
Yeah. That's still really surprising.
Yeah, you ought to see the guns. You could look on the inside of it, you'd never shot 15,000 rounds. It's crazy. Very little wear happens on the inside of those rifles.
I have spent a small amount of time. Yeah, just a few more rounds. I've spent a small amount of time on the Scar 16s.
Yeah.
Including the full auto ones, and I just could not get used to the recoil in those.
Yeah, actually, I interned at FN in college. That was where I did my engineering internships. Always happening on your second shot too.
I don't know what.
That was it.
That is. I'm just gonna go.
Let me see it for a second.
No, you want. Show us what you can do.
I'm just gonna shoot it into the dirt.
Oh no! You're tired of hitting targets.
Are you trying to butt fire it?
No, I'm not. This isn't character defamation or anything like that.
No, I mean, you butt fire the hell out of it for your video. It's odd that it's happening on your second round every time.
No,
I'm sure it's something he's doing.
I swear I'm very, as far as shooting, I will pull to the rear and usually I'll release. So let's say I'm transitioning targets, I will pull, move to the next target, release, and fire.
Really?
So I'm not.
I always, especially when I'm shooting bolt guns, I always keep the pull back and then, sorry, not bolt gun. ARs like for distance. Bang, click, bang,
Well,
click.
after that shot goes out,
Yeah.
that's, and you can still use it like a normal AR too.
Mm-hmm.
It's his itchy trigger finger, I'm telling you.
I swear I held that to the rear.
That trigger's probably starting on its way out.
Starting to die.
Yeah, you get so many rounds on a disconnector and it starts to really wear on that surface that touches the hammer.
Truck gun or not, I would buy this with 16-inch front
So we're actually looking at doing just because they want to be able to put an actual folding stock on it, looking at doing a 13.5 pin and weld and then a 16-inch. We'll put like an AK style fold stock on it.
Yeah.
Somewhere maybe on the handguard with a latch on. It keeps us busy though. It's exciting. It'll be really exciting when it becomes a real thing and people are buying it.
It's a lot lighter than I expected it to be. It really is. This is a pretty thin extrusion comparison to what I thought it'd be, and that it is sort of kind of free floated in there.
Well, it's free floated because it is a piston. You do have a piston running into the gas block. Okay. It's something similar to what you'd see on an AK. Well, I guess different in the way that the barrel is contacting the handguard, but the barrel is kind of being contacted by a piston through a chain.
So, aside from the handguard contacting the upper, contacting this, which contacts the piston, I'm not necessarily worried too much about torquing this or having the barrel, the barrel getting warped a bit by, say, really aggressively putting this on a barrel.
Standard AR. Well, I mean, it's built on an AR lower, right? I mean, everything is compatible with a mil spec lower. One of the design constraints.
If I wanted to take this, if I had it, could I put it on standard mil spec lower?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
It looks like here I've got some nice little tabs.
Yeah, so if I take the upper off the lower, all it is, you have a threaded plug that threads into your extension, and it threads into what we call our extension. All it does is provide spacing, provides you a place to actually put the buffer, and it brings everything to where it actually attaches to the lower.
So I was entirely mistaken. This is literally a mil-spec lower right here.
Oh yeah, that is a mil-spec lower. Yeah, it's actually, it's not even what we're calling a JAKL variance lower. I mean, it's a PA 15 lower. It's right off the shelf.
If I was just a little bit more observant, I could have jumped the gun with that.
It's that was one of the design constraints. That made it a little bit difficult. I mean, but that's what a design constraint is. It challenges you. You have to figure out how to make it work with that constraint.
Are they going to
end up better for it?
Extension to the components of
They'll probably, I think eventually, whenever the gun's been out, they'll offer like some kind of what they'll call custom series options, where they'll be more flamboyant and decorative, different options for different looks. But I think as far as what they're going to sell, just right off the bat, it's going to be a full gun, and then they'll sell kits, and that will be included in the kit. Obviously, whatever you need to make it compatible with the lower.
So, from your opinion, from an engineering perspective, is this going to be a great way to get? Could I fit this to get a very solid lockup in between my upper and my lower in terms of rotation? It always sucks pushing out on a rifle and feeling that small amount of wiggle between your lower and your upper.
Yeah, so it'd be just like an AR. I mean, obviously, if there was any kind of fitment issue, PSA would warranty it out for you to replace it or give you a new one. We're able to control it really well, especially with the facility. It's a that we've had right now. We've also been in the tighter side. We've actually had to loosen it up a little bit because we're having issues getting it together sometimes. But yeah, it's a solid gun. My grip's a little loose right now from people just shooting all of it, but
this here to me, I just feel like the Accu wedges that people are really concerned with in their ARs. Like, yeah, I have such a tight fit up between my upper and lower because I can put this little polymer wedge in there.
Yeah.
I feel like this could be a better wheel.
Yeah. I mean, you get full contact, just everything is attached there. You got 3 different attachment points to the lower. I mean, this fits tight as hell on there. I mean, everything, you feel it. Pretty solid rifle.
Is this adjustable here, or what's going on with that brass deflector? It looks like it's been bolted in there, or is there something else?
Yeah, so the brass deflector on here now, it actually does, it screws onto this. So we made the upper, monolithic upper. To do that, we used an extrusion. It starts with just a solid piece with a constant cross section. So that is, brass deflector is removable. We've even talked about, offering brass deflectors for somebody that might want their, ejection angle to change, to 4 o'clock, or this one right here shoots it kind of at a 3:30. Some people like their brass to fall one way or the other, so we're trying to accommodate that with aftermarket options.
And it's clearly ambi as far as the charging handle and everything going on there?
Yeah, so the charging handle is fully ambidextrous, and it's a toolless removal to change it to the other side. If we had a bench right here, I'd show you really easily. Super quick, takes less than a minute to do.
Also, just looking at other stuff, I see that we have a liberal use of hex heads here, including on this handguard here. Would that be pretty easy to change out for another style of handguard later on? Say if I wanted to shroud a suppression or something like that?
Oh yeah, so I don't know if we're going to end up offering aftermarket handguards. I'm sure we will. They're going to try to offer anything they can aftermarket on this gun. But it's really easy to take apart. 4 screws for the handguard, and it comes right off and sits right on the runway.
Is this going to use I don't believe it will, but a standard AR barrel? Could I swap over the calibers and stuff myself? Or?
No, so what would be the barrel extension on this gun is actually trunnion. It's a square trunnion. We double it as like a spacer, like any other trunnion would be used. So you won't be able to just take an off-the-shelf barrel and put it in this gun.
Would a competent gunsmith be able to do so with minor fitment, or?
Yeah, so the physical barrel, so what usually what people call a barrel is really a barrel and a barrel extension. The physical barrel that goes in this gun is a AR barrel. It's the same, it has the same threads on it, the same profile. So if you wanted to do that way, all you'd have to do is take it out of the trunnion and then re-drill your gas port on your new barrel to be wherever you want it.
So assuming I'm willing to do my own head spacing and everything, I could take one of these and do some homebrew stuff or play around with it.
Yeah, so we never encourage our buyers
out of warranty, not recommended.
Yeah, to do things that would void a warranty on the gun, but yeah, it is a possibility. All I can tell you is that this gun will be offered in a very large variety of calibers, and probably very soon.
Does it use a standard AR bolt, or?
Nope, so the bolt is a specific bolt. It keeps the front half of the bolt will retain the AR-15 geometry, locking and whatnot. The back end, obviously, it is a piston system and not a direct impingement, so there's no gas rings, there's no expansion chamber in the carrier, so that will be different.
And just standard Picatinny on the back. Looks like you already have a little QD there.
Yes, sir.
QD socket. So that's going to be super useful. You're not going to have to worry about, where to put your sling there. And if I'm not mistaken, that's another QD point there on the handguard.
Yes, sir.
So already, right out of the box,